Hey everyone, tonight we're journeying back thousands of years to the banks of the Nile, to a civilization famous for its pyramids, pharaohs and gods that watched your every move. But behind the gold masks and grand temples lies a much harsher reality. Today we're asking, what would happen if you lived just one day in ancient Egypt? Because let me tell you, the sun isn't the only thing that will roast you alive. Are you curious about Cleopatra's beauty secrets? Sure, but one of those beauty secrets is dead crocodile fat. Want to learn how the pyramids were built? Great, but you'll have to work on the construction site for free. Want to explore magical ancient Egyptian religion? Perfect. But one wrong step and a jackal-headed god might eat your heart. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe. But only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from and what time it is for you. It's always fascinating to see who's joining us from around the world. Now dim the lights. Maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum. Find a comfortable spot. And let's ease into tonight's journey together, because things are about to get dark. Welcome to ancient Egypt. Land of pyramids, gods, and relentless ultraviolet violence. Where Instagram filters don't work. Where self-care means survival. And where every single day could be your last. Ready? Because the sun's rising. And the snooze button hasn't been invented yet. Dawn is breaking. But this isn't a soft pastoral dawn. This is the kind of dawn where the sky opens fire on you like it has a personal grudge. Before you even open your eyes, you feel it. That suffocating, oppressive heat. Inside your reed hut, it's already an oven. Every ray of sunlight piercing through the walls feels like a laser. You slowly open your eyes. The first thing you see, your ceiling. Or more accurately, your lack of ceiling. Because your roof is tightly woven papyrus and reeds, if you're lucky. If you're not, it's just a few palm leaves and hope you turn over. Your back cracks. Every joint aches. Because what you're lying on isn't a bed. It's a crime. Modern people are spoiled about beds. Memory foam. Spring mattresses. Maybe orthopedic support. In ancient Egypt, your bed is this. A woven mat spread on the ground. That's it. Some wealthy people use wooden-framed beds stretched with leather straps. But you're not wealthy. You're part of the 95%. And the 95% sleep on the floor. The wooden pillow. But wait, I forgot to mention the pillow. Remember your pillow? Yeah, that wooden block. Under your head. That torture device that kept your neck at a weird angle all night long. Why would anyone use such a thing? You might ask. The answer is complex. Hair protection. Especially for people with wigs. The wooden pillow keeps their heads elevated off the ground without crushing their expensive wigs. And for bugs, it's harder to crawl onto a stone or wooden pillow. But comfortable? Absolutely not. Some wooden pillows are actual works of art, intricately carved, sometimes decorated with protective deity figures. The god Bez is popular, the dwarf god, protector of homes, who wards off bad dreams. Ironically, the pillow is so uncomfortable you can't dream anyway. Standing up, you stand up. Your knees crack. Your feet are numb. The impressions of the woven mat are all over your body. You look like you've been grilled. You look around. Your home, if you can call it that, is one room, mud brick walls. Made from dried Nile mud. Not fancy, but functional. Mud brick actually provides excellent insulation. Keeps the daytime heat out, the nighttime cold in, but right now no insulation is enough. The sun is angry, and it's frying everything. By your door, not a real door, just a hanging piece of fabric, there's a small shrine for your household gods. Taweret, protector of pregnant women. Bes, protector of homes. Maybe a small statue of Bastet, the cat goddess. Every morning as soon as you wake up, you need to leave something at this shrine. A small piece of bread, a few drops of water. Murmur a prayer. Protect me this day. Protect my family. Keep the Nile bountiful. This isn't just tradition. It's a survival strategy. Because in ancient Egypt, gods are everywhere, and you don't want to piss them off. Outside, you step outside. The sun hits your face like it's a physical thing. Heat wave. You instantly start sweating. Your neighbors are already outside. A woman is kneading dough in a large clay pot. A man is repairing mats. Children are running around barefoot, chasing each other. A dog is lying in the shade, tongue hanging out, looking dead but just exhausted from the heat. And the animals. God, the animals. Goats everywhere. Chickens clucking. A donkey braying as its owner tries to make it move. And the smell, that familiar, unavoidable farm animal smell. A mixture of manure, sweat, and dust. Greetings are exchanged. You nod your head. A few words are traded. Good morning. Ra has risen. Another hot day. But there's no time for chatting, because you need to complete your first task, taking a piss. Okay, let's get this over with. Because nobody wants to talk about ancient Egypt's toilets, but it's part of the reality. And trust me, the reality stinks. In your modern world, toilets are amazing. Ceramic, porcelain, flush, maybe a heated seat. In ancient Egypt, a hole, really, just a hole. Dug in the ground, in a far corner of your house if you're lucky. Otherwise, outside the house, some wealthy people have actual luxury toilets. A limestone block with a hole in the middle. Under it, a bucket filled with sand or ash. When you're done, you pour sand. Then you take the bucket's contents and throw them outside. Where? Usually in the trash. Or on empty land. Or sometimes in the Nile. Yes, the Nile, the source of life. The sacred river. Also the open sewage system. What they used instead of toilet paper. And here's the best part. No toilet paper. So what do they use? You might ask. Great question. Water. Wealthy people clean with water and their left hand. This is why the left hand is considered unclean. Sand. Yes, sand. You gently scrub yourself with sand. Stone pieces, smooth stones for wiping, sometimes communally shared. Ceramic shards, broken pottery pieces. Dual purpose, toilet stone and writing material. Natron, ancient soap you've finished. Now you need to wash your hands. But soap hasn't been invented yet. Instead you use natron, a natural mixture of sodium carbonate and sodium bicarbonate. It has many uses. Cleaning mummification, to dry out corpses. Toothpaste, deodorant, laundry detergent. Basically, ancient Egypt's multi-purpose product. But it's quite harsh. It dries out your skin. You scrub your hands. Pour some water from a jug. The natron doesn't foam, but you feel the granules. Scrub, rinse, and hope it's clean enough. Religion is the driving force of hygiene. Before entering a temple, you must wash with natron. Not just physical cleanliness, ritual cleanliness. Priests wash 4 times a day. Shave their body hair. Rinse their mouths. Your toilet routine is complete. Next task, actual bathing. The Nile is calling, and you have no choice, because there's no shower at home. No bathtub, just the Nile. You walk, barefoot. The dirt road is hard under your feet. The sun is rising, but it's still bearable for now. Only around 86 degrees from. As you approach the Nile, you hear it. First the sounds, people talking, laughing, children screaming, animals bellowing, and then the smell. The Nile is a sensory experience. Visually, it's beautiful, wide, sparkling, gleaming in the sun. But the nose? The nose disagrees because the Nile isn't just water. It's also laundry detergent, bathtub, toilet, drinking water source, fish habitat, crocodile home, hippo territory, cattle watering hole, transportation route, and sometimes funeral river dangers in the water. You enter the water, waist deep, but murky, very murky. You can't see what's below you. The Nile has crocodiles, can reach 20 feet in length, kill hundreds per year. Hippos, more dangerous than crocodiles, extremely territorial. Parasites, especially schistosoma, microscopic worms enter through your skin pores. Bacteria, E. coli, salmonella, and worse. How do you wash without soap? Here's ancient Egypt's solution. Sand, Bathia's sand. You take sand from the riverbed and scrub it on your body, everywhere. The sand scrapes off dead skin cells and oil. Mechanical exfoliation, but it's not gentle. Your skin reddens. Some places bleed. Wealthy people use oil and lime mixture, an early soap version. But you can't afford that. Sand is enough for you. Crocodile warning. You stand in the water. You feel clean somehow. And then someone shouts, "Crocodile!" Everyone screams, running out of the water. You run too, slipping in the mud, but you reach the bank. You turn around, and you see a crocodile, big, gliding just below the water surface. It doesn't grab anyone, just passing through. You wait a few minutes. The crocodile is gone. People return to the water, as if nothing happened, because this is normal. This is part of life in the Nile. You leave the water, soaked. You dry quickly in the hot air. Bath is done. You're clean, by ancient Egyptian standards. Now the real fun begins, because now it's time for the beauty routine. You return home. Temperature has passed 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Your skin is already starting to dry. You enter the house. In the corner, you have a small beauty station. A few small pots and jars on a shelf. The art of hairlessness. First, let's talk about hair, or the lack of it. In ancient Egypt, the ideal beauty standard, bald head, both men and women. Even children, why so radical? Hygiene. In desert climate, long hair accumulates sweat, dirt, sand, and parasites. Temperature. Hair is like a blanket in 104°C plus heat religion. Priests must be completely hairless. Sign of purity fashion. Simply put, it was fashionable. To shave, bronze or copper razors are used. Not sharp. No shaving cream. Result? Cuts. Lots of cuts. But you pay this price for beauty. Some women use depilatory. Early wax made from honey, sugar, and sometimes heated resin. Ancient waxing. Painful but effective. The majesty of wigs after being completely shaved. What do you wear? Wigs. The pinnacle of ancient Egyptian fashion. Wealthy wigs. Made from human hair, intricately braided. Long, hanging down. Sometimes adorned with jewels. With perfumed beeswax cones that slowly melt. Poor wigs. Sheep wool, goat hair. Papyrus fibers, palm fibers. Shorter, simpler. Your wig is part of your life. You wear it when going out. Take it off at home. Special occasions get your best wig. Toxic beauty. Eyeliner and Colancient Egypt's most iconic beauty look. Eyeliner. That dramatic, heavy, winged eye look. Both women and men use it, even children. But this isn't just for beauty. It has functional reasons. Sun protection. Reduces sun glare. Insect repellent. Keeps flies away. Eye health. Low doses of lead compounds stimulate immune system. Spiritual protection. Evil spirits enter through eyes. Two main types. Mestum. Coal. Black. Made from lead sulfide. Galena. Ground into powder mixed with fat or oil uju. Green. Made from malachite. Copper mineral. Green color. More prestigious. Application. Dip coal stick into powder. Apply to eye edges. Upper lid, lower lid, and the characteristic wing extends outward. Result dramatic, striking, and slightly toxic. Yes, daily lead exposure is harmful. Long-term lead poisoning causes fatigue, headaches, nerve damage, cognitive problems. But ancient Egyptians don't know this. Face paint and makeup, face whitening, light skin, sign of wealth. Achieved with mixture of lime and white lead, yes. More lead to cheeks and lips. Red ochre or red iron oxide, mixed with fat applied to cheeks and lips nail polish. Henna applied to finger and toenails. Color indicates status. Darker, shash, higher class. Skincare and oils. The desert destroys your skin. Ancient Egyptians are obsessed with oil. Wealthy people use olive oil base. Lotus flower, rosemary, iris, juniper for perfume. Frankincense poor people use. Moringa seed oil. Sometimes animal fat, sometimes nothing. Oil is smeared everywhere throughout the day. Because sun and heat dry your skin in minutes. Dental care. Ancient Egyptian toothpaste includes salt mint, iris flower, rice husk, very hard. Grinds down tooth enamel, crushed ceramic pieces, applied with finger or chewing stick. Result, clean teeth but worn enamel. By age 30 your teeth look 60 years old. For bad breath, myrrh and frankincense, chewed spice and honey pellets. Body odor management, no deodorant. Solutions, perfumed oils. Masking strategy, natron. Applied to armpits, frequent washing, incense, fumigation. But let's be realistic, everyone smells. Some just smell better, shaving and body hair. Not just the head, all body hair. Men face. Chest mostly shaved, women. Armpits, legs. Bikini area, priests. Everything. Full body shave every 3 days. The process is painful. Bronze razors aren't sharp. Infection risk afterward. But it must be done. You're now beauty ready, shaved, oiled, made up. Wig on. Perfumed. By ancient Egyptian standards, gorgeous. Almost divine. Now it's time for breakfast. Your stomach is growling. Beauty routine complete. Now it's time for fuel. Don't imagine a McDonald's drive-thru or a Starbucks latte or even a refrigerator. In ancient Egypt, breakfast is simple. Eat or die of starvation. You go to your kitchen corner, a counter, elevated clay platform, a stove, stones burning animal dung or wood, a few clay pots, a grinding stone, a sack of grain. That's it. Food basics 1. Bread, the absolute foundation. Every meal, every day. Ancient Egyptian bread, made from emmer wheat or barley, coarsely ground flour, leavened or unleavened, various shapes baked in clay ovens, usually burnt outside, raw inside, And here's the problem. Bread is a tooth killer. Why? The grinding process. Grain is crushed between two large stones, but these stones wear down. Small rock particles break off and mix into the flour. Also, wheat is dried on bare ground. Sand sticks. That sand gets into flour. Result, bread filled with sand and rock particles. Every bite is roulette. Maybe soft bread. Maybe a stone that breaks your teeth. When archaeologists examine ancient Egyptian mummies, teeth are disastrous. Severe wear. 30-year-olds look like 70 enamel completely worn away, roots exposed, abscesses, infected teeth, jawbone infection, all because of sandy bread. But the alternative? Starvation. So you eat, not your modern craft beer. Ancient Egyptian beer is different. How it's made. Bread pieces soaked in water, date juice added. Fermentation starts naturally. After a few days, thick. Porridge-like drink result, low alcohol, 2-3%. Thick consistency, sour taste. Think liquid bread, because that's what it is, but important. Beer is safer than water. Fermentation kills bacteria, also calorie dense. Workers get daily beer rations, onions and garlic. The poor man's meat is luxury. Ordinary people rarely eat it, maybe a few times a year. At festivals instead, onions. Lots of onions. Onions are cheap, easy to grow, last a long time. Eaten raw, cooked with bread with beer. Morning, noon, night. Herodotus claimed to see an inscription at Giza pyramids. The amount spent on onions, garlic, and radishes for workers. The sum was surprisingly high. Pyramid builders ran on onion fuel. Really. Vegetables, if you're lucky. Lettuce. Very popular: cucumber, leeks, fava beans, and lentils. Protein source. Chickpeas cooking, simple boiling or roasting. Minimal spices, salt, maybe coriander or cumin. Fruit luxury, but sometimes accessible. Dates, very common. Sweet figs, pomegranate, melon, grapes, mostly for wine honey. Ultimate sweet, but expensive. Special occasions only. Meat and fish, if you're lucky. Wealthy people eat. Beef, very prestigious: goose or duck. Rarely sheep. Ordinary people sometimes eat. Fish, from Nile. Dried, salted poultry, special occasions: pork. Complicated. Eaten in some regions, considered unclean in others. Priests never eat pork. A real breakfast. So what are you eating today? You look around. A sack of grain. A few onions. A jug of water. If lucky, some dates. First task, make bread. You take grain. Put it on grinding stone. Start crushing. Forward, back, muscle power. Arms burning. Back aching. But you continue. Minutes later, coarse flour. Take a bowl. Put in flour. Add water, mix, make dough. Unleavened, no time. Flatten dough. Put on stove. Stones already hot. A few minutes. Bread is cooking. Outside burnt. Inside cooked. You remove it. Hot. Smell not bad. Almost delicious. You take a bite. Chew, chew. Chew hard, dry, and crunch. Oh yes, sand. You keep chewing. No other option. You finish the bread. Eat an onion raw in bites. A date. Some water. That's it. Your breakfast .calorie count? Maybe 500. Protein? Minimal. Flavor? Non-existent. But you're alive. Stomach is full. Ready to work. Because now the real day begins. The sun is now merciless. Around 9 a.m. and temperature is already 100 degrees. In shade. Outside shade? 113 degrees plus time to go to work. And going to work means walking from home and being there all day. No unemployment insurance. No weekends unless it's a festival. No vacation days. No pension, just work. Every day. Until you die. In ancient Egypt, your job is your identity. No changing careers. No going back to school. You're born into a profession. Forever. Option 1. Farmer. 80% of the population. Your life revolves around the Nile's flood cycle. 3 seasons. Akhet, inundation, June to September. Nile floods. Fields underwater. You can't farm. So, you're conscripted. Temple building. Pyramid construction. Canal digging. Forced labor. No pay. Peret, growing, October to February. Waters recede. You plow, plant, weed, water, dawn to dusk. Shemu, harvest. March to May. You harvest, frantically, before heat kills everything. Then you pay taxes in grain. Government takes huge cut. Your tools? Primitive. Wooden plow pulled by oxen, if lucky. Otherwise you pull it yourself. Sickle for harvesting. Hoe for breaking ground. Your reality. Back breaking. Sun is brutal. No sunscreen, no hat, just raw exposure. Skin turns leathery. Back permanently bent. By 40 you look 70 and the risk constant. Drought, famine. Flood too high? Crops destroyed. Flood too low? No irrigation. Locusts? Everything gone. Option 2. Laborer, construction worker. Maybe you work on building project, temple, pyramid, palace. Your job? Move stones. Giant limestone blocks. Some weighing 2.5 tons. No cranes, no machinery. Just manpower, ropes, wooden sledges, ramps. How many people to move one block? Dozens. Pull together. Chanting. Synchronized. One mistake. Rope breaks, block shifts. Someone gets crushed. Death is common. Injury is constant. Broken bones, crushed limbs, heat stroke. No workers' comp. No medical leave. Injured? Replaced work hours. Sunrise to sunset. Water breaks? Short. Food? Bread, onions, beer, pay? For permanent workers, grain rations. For conscripted farmers, nothing. It's civic duty. The pyramids weren't built by slaves. That's a myth. But they were built by forced labor. Technically free men. Realistically, no choice. Option 3. Craftsman if you're skilled. Potter, weaver, carpenter, metalworker, scribe. You're in better position. Work indoors or in shade. Labor is valued. Get paid decently, but pressure is intense. Perfection expected. Mistakes not tolerated. Potter whose work cracks. Beaten. Scribe who makes errors. Fired or worse. Training started young. Age 5 or 6 apprentice to master. Learn by doing. No school, no textbooks. Just watch, copy, repeat. For years, option 4, scribe the dream job. If you can read and write, only 1 to 3% can, you're elite. Work in administration. Record keeping. Tax collection. Temple accounts, you sit in office. Write on papyrus, respected, don't sweat in sun. Don't break back. Life expectancy is higher, but training is brutal. Years memorizing hundreds of hieroglyphic signs, copying texts, practicing calligraphy. Masters beat students for mistakes. A boy's ear is on his back. He listens when he is beaten. Actual ancient Egyptians saying, Job pressure? Enormous. One accounting error could cost you everything. Your workday. Let's say you're a laborer on temple construction site. You arrive at dawn. Hundreds of other workers already there. The foreman, overseer with stick, shouting orders. You, move that stone. You, fetch water. You, clear rubble. You're assigned to rope gang. 20 men. Your job, pull massive stone block up ramp. Block is on wooden sledge. Ropes attached. Someone pours water on sand in front, reduces friction. Pull. Foreman shouts, you pull. Every muscle straining. Rope cuts into hands. Feet slip in sand. Sun beats down. Sweat pours. Pull. You pull, inches at a time. Block moves, slowly, agonizingly slowly. Hours pass. Hands bleeding. Rope burns. Back screaming. Throat parched, water break. You drink. Lukewarm, slightly murky Nile water. Tastes like mud. But you're so thirsty you don't care. Back to work. Pull, pull, pull lunchtime. Sit in whatever shade you can find. Eat your ration. Bread, onion, beer. Bread is full of sand. You don't even notice anymore. Vivat minutes. Back to work. Afternoon is worse. Sun highest. Temperature 115 degrees floor. Men collapsing. Heat exhaustion. One man faints. Dragged to shade. Water poured on him. If he recovers, back to work. If not, replace tomorrow. You pull. Vision blurs. Everything is heat, shimmer, and pain. But you keep going because stopping means punishment. Foreman's stick. Loss of rations. Public humiliation finally. Sunset. Foreman calls halt. You collapse. Body trembling. Hands shredded. Back broken. Feet blistered. Tomorrow you'll do it again. And the day after. And the day after. Until the project is done. Or you die. Whichever comes first. This is work in ancient Egypt. No labor laws. No safety regulations. No overtime pay. No retirement, just raw human labor. Sunrise to sunset. Every day. For your entire life. So you've been working all day. Moving stones. And then disaster. A stone shifts, falls, crushes your foot. Pain explodes. You scream. Blood everywhere. Bone visible. What happens now? Ancient Egyptian medicine. Genius and insanity first. Understand? Ancient Egyptian medicine was surprisingly advanced. They performed surgery, set bones, treated infections, diagnosed diseases, but it was also mixed with magic, spells, and complete nonsense. A physician examines your foot. If you can afford one, they're expensive. He says broken bone. 2 options. First, I splint it. Use linen bandages and wooden sticks. Then we pray to God Seth. Second, you wear magical amulet and I treat it with crocodile dung. I'm not joking. Ancient Egyptian medical papyri genuinely recommend crocodile, lion, and various animal feces for medical use. Why? They believed it absorbed the power of those animals. What they got right: 1. Surgery performed skull trepanation, drilling holes in skull, treated broken bones with splints, removed tumors and cysts. Circumcision was common and routine. Some skulls show healed surgical marks, proof of survivors. Dentistry, primitive dental fillings using resin, loose teeth stabilized with gold or linen thread, jaw abscesses drained, tooth extractions. No anesthesia, just force 3. Pharmacology. Some remedies actually worked. Honey, natural antibiotic, used on wounds, actually prevents infection. Willow bark. Contains salicylic acid, aspirin precursor. For pain and fever, moldy bread, early antibiotic. Mold contains penicillin-like compounds. Copper salts, antiseptic properties, mint and herbs, digestive aids. 4. Diagnosis. Physicians ask questions. Where does it hurt? When did it start? What makes it better or worse? They checked pulse, examined skin color, smelled breath and urine, looked at eyes. This is actual diagnostic medicine. What they got wrong: treatments involving feces. For eye problems, honey, red ochre, and pig eye, crushed. Applied to eyes for blindness. Honey mixed with human brain. For baldness, mix of lion, hippo, cat, snake, and ibex fats. For contraception, crocodile dung, honey, and natron. Vaginal pessary dung. Egyptians believed it contained the animal's life force. Also, it was readily available. Magical spells. Every treatment came with incantation. O Seth, god of chaos, drive out this sickness. May the amulet of Horus protect this wound. Spells written on papyrus, soaked in beer, then drunk. Did it work? Placebo effect maybe. Mostly number 3. Theory of channels. Egyptians believed the body had channels, like Nile canals. Blood, air, tears, urine all flowed through channels. Disease happened when channels got blocked. Treatment: purging, vomiting, diarrhea, bloodletting. Clear the channels. Living in ancient Egypt meant being constantly sick. Everyone had something. Always. Schistosomiasis, the Nile's curse, microscopic parasitic worms in Nile water burrow. Through skin enter bloodstream, travel to liver. Intestines, bladder, lay eggs. Cause chronic inflammation symptoms, blood and urine. So common. Egyptians thought it was normal male menstruation. Abdominal pain, diarrhea, fatigue, liver damage. Found in 75% of mummies. No cure at the time. You just lived with it until it killed you. Malaria mosquitoes in Nile Delta causing fever, chills, organ failure. King Tutankhamun probably died from complications of malaria trachoma eye infection caused by bacteria. Spread by flies. Poor hygiene leads to scarring of eyelids eventually. Blindness. Extremely common. Dental abscesses. Not just painful. Deadly infection spreads to jawbone. Then bloodstream sepsis, death parasitic worms, tapeworms from undercooked fish, roundworms from contaminated water. Guinea worms burrow under skin, grow to 3 feet long. Everybody had worms. It was normal. You just lived with it. Tuberculosis spread through close quarters, coughing. No ventilation, TB spread easily. Found in ancient mummies. Life expectancy. With all these diseases, how long did people live? Average life expectancy at birth, 30-35 years. If you survived childhood, might reach 50-60. Wealthy people lived longer, better food, less labor, better care. Laborers? Lucky to reach 40. Death was everywhere. Common, expected. Children regularly died. Women died in childbirth, maybe 10% of births. Men died in accidents, disease, violence. Sun is setting. Your work is done for today, but you're not relaxed. Because in ancient Egypt, the gods are everywhere. And they're watching you. Ancient Egyptian religion is complex, fascinating, and frankly terrifying. 2,000 plus gods. each responsible for something different, and you need to keep all of them happy. Major gods Rari, sun god most powerful, sails across sky in his boat each day. At night travels through underworld, battling chaos serpent Apophis. If Ra fails, sun won't rise. World ends, so every morning when sun rises, victory Osiris, god of the dead, ruler of underworld, judge of souls, was murdered by brother Seth, resurrected by wife Isis, symbol of death and rebirth Isis, goddess of magic, most powerful sorceress, mother figure protector, healer cult of Isis spread throughout ancient world Anubis, god of mummification, jackal-headed guardian of tombs, guides souls to judgment, weighs hearts Thoth, god of wisdom, ibis-headed or baboon writing, science, magic record keeper of God's bastard, cat goddess protection, fertility, joy. Originally lioness, later domestic cats was sacred because of her Seth, god of chaos, not evil, but dangerous storms, desert, violence, foreigners, necessary balance to order Horus, sky god, falcon-headed pharaohs, patron god, symbol of kingship, and hundreds more. Gods for crocodiles, gods for beer, gods for childbirth, gods for literally everything. Daily religion, every morning. You make offerings, small piece of bread at household shrine, water poured for gods, quick prayer, Ra, protect me today. Anubis, keep death away, not optional. This is survival. Angry gods mean disaster, temples you can't go inside. Temples are gods' houses, only priests allowed in inner sanctum. The ritual, priest enters at dawn, opens, shrine, wakes the god statue, washes it with water, dresses it in clean linen, offers food, bread, meat, beer, incense, sings hymns, closes shrine 3 times daily. Gods don't physically eat, but they consume the spiritual essence. Then priests eat the actual food. Convenient system. You, ordinary citizens, stand outside, pray, maybe bring small offering, maybe buy amulet from temple vendor. Amulets and magic, everyone wears amulets. Protection charms, common ones, scarab beetle, symbol of rebirth, worn as pendant eye of Horus, Wejat. Protection against evil, Ankh, symbol of life, Jed pillar, Osiris's backbone. Stability, Tayet, Isis knot. Protection, especially for women, some have spells inscribed. Tiny hieroglyphs, protective words. You wear multiple amulets. Around neck, wrist, sometimes sewn into clothing. Is this superstition? To modernize, yes. To ancient Egyptians? Absolute necessity. Magic in daily life, magic Heka, isn't separate from religion. It's part of it. Everyone uses magic for protection. Draw protective symbols on walls. Speak spells over children, wear amulets for love. Love spells written on pottery. Herbs mixed with person's name. Rituals performed at home. For enemies, curse tablets. Write enemy's name. Bury it, figurines, make wax doll, stick pins. Burn it. Hire a magician to curse them. For health. Healing spells spoken over wounds. Magical knots tied around injuries. Amulets swallowed with medicine. Did it work? Probably not medically, but psychologically. Placebo effect is real. The afterlife. The real obsession. Ancient Egyptians were obsessed with death. Not morbidly, preparatorily. Your entire life is preparation for death. Because death isn't the end, it's transformation. When you die, soul separates. Actually, multiple souls. Kai, life force, stays near body bay, personality. Can fly away but must return to body ach, transfigured spirit. If you pass judgment too. Mummification, preserves body soba can return. Takes 70 days. Remove organs, except heart. Dry body with natron wrap in linen expensive. Only wealthy get full process. Poor people, simple burial, minimal wrapping 3. Journey through underworld. Dangerous. Navigate through 12 gates. Recite correct spells from Book of the Dead, defeat demons. And serpents takes knowledge and magic 4. The weighing of the heart. Final judgment. This is the big one. You stand before Osiris. 42 divine judges present. Anubis operates the scale. Your heart is placed on one side. The feather of Mayat, truth, justice on the other. You must recite the negative confession. Declare sins you didn't commit. I have not killed. I have not stolen. I have not lied. I have not caused pain. Marty 42 declarations total. If your heart is lighter than or equal to the feather, pure, truthful, you pass. Enter the field of reeds, Aru, paradise, eternal wheat fields, abundant food, perfect life forever. If your heart is heavier, full of sin, it's devoured by Amit, the devourer. Part crocodile, part lion, part hippo, you cease to exist. No second chances. Eternal oblivion. The catch. Only wealthy people get full mummification, full burial goods. Book of the Dead scrolls with all the spells. Poor people, simple pit graves. Minimal ceremony. Do they reach the afterlife? Maybe, maybe not. The system favors the rich even in death. Festivals, not everything is gloomy. Festivals are huge. Opet festival celebrating fertility. Renewal last week's procession from Karnak to Luxor temple. People line streets, music. Dancing, beer flowing. Pharaoh appears publicly. Food distributed, Wag festival, honoring the dead. Visit family tombs, leave offerings. Picnic at cemetery. Tell stories of deceased. Celebrate their memory, festival of drunkenness. Yes, really celebrating goddess Sekhmet goal. Get drunk. Beer and wine flow freely. Music and dancing, chaos and joy. Hangovers the next day. Religion in ancient Egypt isn't just solemn. It's also joyful, communal, sometimes wild. Sun has set. Day is done. You're exhausted. Time for dinner. Guess what? Bread. Again. But maybe some beans too. Lentils. Maybe a piece of fish. If it's special day, maybe duck or goose. But probably just bread and onions. After dinner, what do? No modern entertainment. No Netflix. No social media. No books. You can't read anyway. Maybe a neighbor is telling stories about gods, ancient wars. Maybe a musician is playing, lyre or flute. Music was important. Entertainment, religion, work, music everywhere. Or maybe you're playing a game. Senet, most popular board game. Like backgammon, but symbolic, represents journey through afterlife. Playing it is literally practicing for death. Found in tombs to play in afterlife, mihen. Spiral snake game, hounds and jackals. Racing game, wealthy people have elaborate game sets. Ebony wood, ivory pieces, gold inlay. Poor people carve boards in dirt, use pebbles as pieces. Bedtime rituals. You're tired. Time for bed. But first rituals, evening prayers. Stand before household shrine. Quick prayer. Thank you, Ra, for another day. Protect me through the night. Betsy, keep evil spirits away. Security measures. Check door hanging. Make sure it's secure. Place amulet near where you sleep. Protection. Maybe sprinkle natron around doorway. Keeps evil out. Hygiene. Quick rinse if you have water. Wash face, hands, feet. If water is scarce, just wipe down with damp cloth. Sleeping arrangements. Now sleep. But ancient Egyptian sleep practices are unusual. The wooden pillow. Multiple purposes. Wig protection. Keep expensive wig from getting crushed. Cool sleep. Elevates head. Air circulates. Cooler spiritual protection. Keeps evil spirits from entering through ears. Status symbol. Fancy carved pillows show wealth. Is it comfortable? No, but you adapt. After years, your neck adjusts. Sort of. Sleeping positions. Most people sleep on their sides. Wooden pillow supports neck better this way. Some positions considered unlucky. Never sleep face down. Vulnerable to demons. Never sleep with feet toward door. Death position bedroom. Climate control. No AC, no fan. How do you stay cool? Sleep on roof. Many people do in summer. Cooler up there. But risk of falling. Scorpions. Occasional rain, damp linen sheets. Wet them. Lie under them. Evaporation cools you. For about 20 minutes, open windows, gaps. Let breeze through. Also lets in mosquitoes, flies, dust. Winter nights can be cold. Desert temperature drops. Then you want blankets. Maybe sleep indoors near dying fire embers. Ancient Egyptians believed dreams are messages from gods. Dream interpretation is serious business. There are dream interpretation manuals, dream books, listing dreams and meanings. Good dreams, seeing yourself drinking beer. Happiness coming, climbing a mast, success. Large cat, good harvest. White teeth, satisfaction with family. Bad dreams, seeing yourself dead, long life. Opposites, eating crocodile meat, becoming official, copulating with woman, disaster face in mirror, another wife, for men. Considered bad news, If you have a bad dream, wake up immediately. Recite protective spell. Eat bread mixed with herbs. Dream antidote. Make offering to Bess. He protects against nightmares, incubation dreams, intentional dreaming. Want divine guidance. Sleep in temple. Special chambers where you sleep hoping God will visit your dreams with answers. Expensive. Only wealthy can afford. But believed to be direct divine communication. Night dangers. Nighttime is dangerous. Not just physically, spiritually. Demons are active at night. Evil spirits roam. Ghosts of angry dead wander. Protection. Amulets by bed. Spells recited before sleep. Bess figurine. Dwarf god wards off evil. Sometimes paint protective symbols on walls. Physical dangers. Snakes. Seek warmth. Might crawl into bed. Scorpions. Same rats. Common. Bite sleeping people. Thieves rare but possible. So you sleep lightly. Always alert. Never fully relaxed. Sleep schedule. Most people sleep from shortly after sunset around 7-8 p.m. to dawn around 5-6 a.m. That's about 9 to 10 hours in bed. But not continuous sleep. Ancient sleep patterns were biphasic. First sleep, few hours wake period. Midnight or so, people get up, talk, pray, have sex, do light tasks. Second sleep, until dawn. This was normal worldwide before electric lighting. Family sleeping arrangements. If you have family, everyone sleeps in same room. Maybe partitioned with curtains if wealthy. Parents on one mat, children on another. Sometimes grandparents too. Maybe a servant sleeping by door. Privacy. None, but that's normal. Privacy is a modern concept. Intimate life, speaking of privacy. What about sex? Ancient Egyptians had healthy attitudes about sex. Not repressed. Songs, poems, art depict sexual content openly, but practically? With a whole family in one room? Timing is everything. Wait until children sleep, be quiet, quick or go outside. Find private spot. Contraception exists. Acacia leaves and honey. Inserted vaginally. Crocodile dung pessaries effective? Sometimes. Acacia contains lactic acid, actually spermicidal mostly. Not very effective. Large families are common. Infant mortality is high. Maybe 30-40% don't reach age 5, so having many children ensures some survive. Falling asleep, you lie on your mat. Wooden pillow under neck. Thin linen sheet over you if you have one. Otherwise, just linen clothing you're wearing. Outside sounds. Distant jackal howling. Someone praying. Baby crying. Occasional donkey braying. Constant low sound of Nile. Flowing endlessly. You're exhausted. Body aches everywhere. Sunburned. Hungry despite dinner. Thirsty, always thirsty, but alive. You survived another day. In a world where every day is a struggle. Where gods watch and judge. Where work breaks your body. Where disease lurks everywhere. Your eyes close. Within moments you're asleep. Deep, dreamless sleep. Or maybe filled with dreams of gods and demons. Tomorrow? Tomorrow starts again. Same sun, same bread, same sand. Because in ancient Egypt, life is a cycle. The Nile floods and recedes. The sun rises and sets, and you just try to survive. So there it is. One day in ancient Egypt. Not pyramids, not treasure, just survival. Waking up to sand and scorpions. Bathing in the murky waters of the Nile. Working under the sun for 14 hours. Getting sick and being treated with crocodile dung. Believing. Because you have no other choice. And finally sleeping. Only to do it all again tomorrow. Our modern world isn't perfect. But think about it. We have air conditioning, dentists, toilet paper, soap, and most importantly, no mandatory pyramid building duty. So next time you want to complain about your life, ask yourself, at least does my bread have sand in it? Thank you for watching this video. If you'd like to spend a day in ancient Egypt or never want to, let me know in the comments. And remember, like, subscribe, and come back for more history videos. See you in the next video. And hey, let's be grateful we're living today. Good night.